What's up, Bertini fam? Now in today's video, we're gonna be helping you out make the right decision when purchasing your new full titanium Boost Logic exhaust system. And helping me today, I have this guy who's, what are you, like always on your phone, man? What do you have to say about yourself?
Nothing.
Sad. As I'm sure you've seen on Boost Logic's website, there is a ton of different exhaust choices. So what we're gonna try to do is help you decide on which choice is right for you. Or I should say, which setups are right for you. Now, if you have not yet joined the community, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell. This way you can stay up to date on all of our build series content, especially on the GTR. With that being said, go ahead and roll the intro. Now for this video, we will be using some scientific methods in order to help you steer in the right direction of making your decision. But some of the feedback that we're gonna give you is also gonna be our own opinion, so it is gonna be anecdotal. Now in terms of tools we're gonna be using this decibel meter. This is gonna help us get some numbers in terms of the sound ratings. We're also gonna be using a tripod and a tape measure. I almost forgot what this is called in English. I was about to say it in Spanish. But yeah, we're gonna be using a tape measure this way. These two things will help us maintain as much consistency as possible. And don't worry, for you weight weenies, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we weigh everything up for you guys. For those of you who don't know, the exhaust setup that I have on the GTR is the R35 4-inch titanium exhaust system. Now the options that I have on my setup are the standard Blue option tips, the non-valve rear section, and we have the Quadzilla Midpipe that comes standard with this kit. Now for tip options, you have the blue ones that I have on here, or there's also polished tips, matte tips, ceramic coated black tips, and then there's the F16 style tips, which can be blued or matte. And then for the gorgeous rear section, you could get these in a valve setup, which opens at 7 PSI. And then for your mid-pipe options, you have what comes standard on this Boost Logic titanium kit, and that is known as the Quadzilla mid-pipe. That's the one that we have currently installed on the GTR. You also have their race mid-pipe, which I believe is their lightest weight option. It is exactly what it sounds like on pretty much every car. It is a single tube. Actually, I believe it's like a wide tube. Yeah, it has to be a Y tube because it comes what comes down from like the downpipe. So it's technically a Y, and it's probably gonna sound like the loudest option. And then you have the resonated mid-pipe. Now you might be wondering why we picked up the resonated mid-pipe. Are you wondering that, Miguel? Stop lying. This boy knows damn well he's not wondering why we picked up the resonated mid-pipe. Actually, are you wondering it? For real? I'm sure that's only because he has to help me install it. Well, Miguel, I'll tell you why we picked up the resonated mid-pipe. That's because, well, that thing is supposed to help us get rid of that drone inside of the cabin. So what I wanna know, and what I'm sure many of them wanna know, is by purchasing the resonated mid-pipe, does it actually help out with droning or sound at all? Is it quieter? Do we get to keep that crazy GTR sound that we get from the Boost Logic titanium exhaust setup? Or do we lose that by getting rid of the Quadzilla mid-pipe and going with the resonated version? So that's what we're trying to figure out. Anyways, let's go ahead and go over what we're gonna be doing for the test. So for the first part of this test, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be doing a cold start on the GTR and taking a measurement reading from 8 feet away to see what is the max decibels you'll get from a cold start reading. Then we're gonna reset the decibel meter and see from idle, how loud is it from just idling on the decibel meter. Then we're gonna go ahead and take the GTR out and get a reading while it's driving to see how loud it is inside of the cabin. Then we're gonna also get an outside the cabin test to see how loud the GTR is while passing by. So let's jump into the test. Now let's see how much the resonated mid-pipe weighs. All right, let's go ahead and get this on here. It's actually really light. Okay, what does it weigh, Miguel?
13.4 pounds.
That's pretty light if you ask me. Let's see how strong you are. Try to pick it up. Uh-oh, with the squatting action. That's good back curvature. What? Is it as heavy or as light as you've expected? It's
actually lighter.
Lighter than you expected, right? Yeah, that's what I felt when I lifted it up too. What? Dang, he's strong. Yeah. You know why you're strong? Because you're Spider-Man, duh.
Obviously.
All right, let's go ahead and get the decibel reading turned on here and then set to max. All right, Miguel, let's go ahead and get this thing turned on. Wow, he's always excited to turn on the GTR. So the loudest reading that we just got from the cold start was 103.8. So for those of you who are interested, Standing behind this thing when it turns on, it is pretty loud, but it sounds so damn good. Like really, really freaking good. All right, now that we've let it warm up a bit, we're gonna go ahead and reset the decibel meter here, and we're gonna see what it reads at a max setting at idle. So from what it looks like the max setting at idle with the Quadzilla Midpipe is at 87.2 at idle, and that is from 8 feet away. So now let's go ahead and get on the road and get our cabin noise test going, as well as our drive-by test going. So I just realized I almost forgot to rev this thing out for you guys. This way we can see if the tone changes at all as well with the new resonator on. Okay, so we got up to 117.8, and this was all the way up to 4,000 RPMs. So the first couple of revs, I got it up to 3,000 RPMs, and then on that last rev, I got it up to 4,000 RPMs.
In the passenger seat.
Me in the passenger?
I'm done.
Oh, hell no. All right, so for the first part of this test, we're gonna go ahead and do the 45 mile per hour test. So go ahead and set it up on max.
84.9.
Okay, 84.9. And now we'll go ahead and do the 60 mile per hour test.
85.5.
Okay. All right, and now for the 75 mile per hour test.
99.2. That was a jump.
99.2. Now I'm interested though to see how loud we can get this thing. So 99.2 at 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
99. So it wasn't that big of a difference off then.
Yeah.
Now I do think that anecdotally we both agree, right, that there is quite a bit of drone in the car.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even right now it's hovering at around 1900 RPMs, and we are noticeably having to speak a little bit louder to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Or like now it just downshifted and it's at 2200 RPMs. Like we both noticeably have to speak louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear, I feel like you can almost kind of like hear it in your ears. It's not bad. I wouldn't classify it as like annoying or bad.
No.
What's annoying or bad is the guy that's tailgating me right now. Like I imagine when we open this thing up, like every single time we open up the GTR, I imagine kind of like in that scene where it's like Godzilla versus Kong and he's just like blowing the fire at him, or laser beam, whatever it is. I just imagine that scream that he has in that moment. That's what this car sounds like when you open it up with the Boost Logic titanium exhaust system. It just sounds insane, and I swear everybody looks, it's just a whole damn experience. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and pull over and let Miguel out of the car. This way we can do a drive-by and see how loud it is in a drive-by test.
.5.
What was the highest reading you got?
95.5.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so for that pass by, I was passing by you at about 70 miles per hour. Anyways, we need to get this thing back to the house and let this whole setup cool down. I don't even think we're gonna be able to get to it today for how hot we just probably got this system. Put some fans on it. We might be able to get to it today or not, or if not, we'll get to it, I'm assuming probably tomorrow. Remove this mid-pipe off, and then we'll run the exact same tests that we ran with the Quadzilla mid-pipe on with the new resonated mid-pipe on. So stay tuned in. All right, now with the pan down, this part's gonna be relatively simple. We're just gonna go ahead and unbolt it from the downpipes and loosen up that clamp down there. I don't think I'll ever get used to how freaking cool titanium looks like when it heats up. The greens, purples, blues, these things just look so freaking dope. Now, taking the mid-pipe off was super simple. It was pretty much just the 2 bolts there and then the 2 bolts on the other side. And then I just loosened the clamp on the rear, so I just ended up wiggling that thing out, but pretty much super, super simple to remove. Now, a few key physical differences that I noticed between the resonated version versus the Quadzilla version. So I don't know if it's coming across in video, but at least this portion of the mid-pipe looks smaller than this portion. I shouldn't say it looks smaller. It is smaller than this portion on the resonated version. So as you can see, the resonated version is a 2:1. The Quadzilla version is a 2:4, hence the quad in Zilla. Then from the 4 back into 1. But as you heard, this thing gives it a really unique sound to it. But I am really, really excited to put this one on because of the fact is this one does have quite a bit of drone in the cabin in my opinion. But of course, it's offsetted with the sound performance, that crazy, insane sound that you all were hearing. Now with the resonated version, as I mentioned earlier, you can select this as an option when you're getting your brand new Boost Logic titanium exhaust system. So it's an option, and I'd highly recommend that if by the end of this video you decide that this is the one that you want to go with, I'd highly recommend you doing it from the start, because after the fact, it is going to cost you quite a bit more money if you decide to do this later. Also, whether you get the Quadzilla after the fact or you get the resonated version after the fact, you're gonna get brand new hardware with it. Now, just like we did with the resonated version, let's go ahead and weigh up the Quadzilla. All right, so now to weigh up the Quadzilla mid-pipe, let's go ahead and see what we got here. Damn, this thing is so light it doesn't even trigger the scale. Hold on. So we got 7.8 pounds. So correct me if my memory is wrong, Miguel, but I believe that's like half the weight of the resonated version when we weighed that one up, right?
I think it was, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess at least that means for the people who weight, they have a weight concern, then the Quadzilla is probably the better option because you're gonna shave off about 7 pounds roughly, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 6. I don't remember what the amount was, but it's gonna be in this video, so you'll see it. So with that, let's go ahead and install in the new Boost Logic resonated mid-pipe. So I got everything buttoned up under here. Let me go ahead and show you what I did. So as you can see, everything is now bolted in here. And we got the clamp tightened down. Now we need to go ahead and put this thing back on. So now I think we're on either day 3 or 4 of filming for this video. Obviously, because we've had to let things cool down in order to get proper readings on everything. Now that everything has been put back onto the car with the new Boost Logic resonated system, we're gonna go ahead and perform the test, or I should say tests, with the Boost Logic resonated mid-pipe on, so we can get an accurate comparison and give you our final thoughts. With that, let's go ahead and start the cold start test. By the way, you left me hanging last night, sir. I had to put all this stuff back together by myself while you were out having a good time and partying.
But did you die?
Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I had IHOP.
Wow. All right, let's get this test going. So the cold start ended at 99.2, and the cold start before with the Quadzilla system was 103.8. So there was a drop. I mean, you could noticeably hear it. I don't know, could you hear it different in the car?
Yeah, you can.
So I know it might not come across in video, or maybe it does come across in video for the sound, but it is a pretty noticeable drop in the sound. There's not a really loud, like high pitch when the GTR turns on, and it looks like we got a 4 decibel drop roughly by doing the resonated mid-pipe. And I actually like the way it sounds. What do you think about how it sounded from the inside?
Honestly, it definitely sounded better. Like it's still smooth, but it's not like blasting in your ears kind of thing.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. Like even from being in the back of the thing, it just felt like not like crazy ear numbing sound.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and reset this and we'll see what it's at. So at idle, it said 78.6, which, oh, there's no way. 78.6, At idle, the idle before with the Quadzilla system was at 87.2.
Damn.
So that is almost a, what is that, 9? Almost 9, right? Yeah, 87 down to 78. That's a big drop at idle. So significantly less noise.
I mean, even now you can notice it though.
Yeah, that's a big difference. All right, now we'll move on to the revving. So I'll rev it up to 4K and then we'll get what that sounds like from the rear.
104.5.
How not even gonna believe it. It was 117.8 down to 104.5.
Oh my god.
So let me just see.
13? 12?
117.8 minus 104.5. 13.3 decibels difference. Man, I'm excited for us to get in and go and take it out and do the tests with the 45, the 60, and the 75.
Yeah, that's gonna look cool.
That's a huge difference. All right, so let's go ahead and check the 45.
77.7.
77.7. That's for the 45. All right, now let's go ahead and check the 60. Give me a second, let me get up to speed.
82.8.
82.8 for the 60.
Yep.
All right, now for the 75. Give me a second before you turn it on. Let me try to get up to speed.
85.7.
85.7.
Yep.
So 85.7. That means we dropped about 12 decibels. So, wow, that's a big difference. So something that Miguel and I were saying, man, it even sounds crazy to talk. I'm like screaming right now and I don't even have to be because I'm so used to how it was before.
Quadzilla.
Yeah, with the Quadzilla.
Quadzilla.
Midpipe. But Miguel and I were saying, like, it's a noticeable difference now with the resonated Midpipe. Like, this is the one that I want.
Yeah.
Like, if I was to choose these options, I would personally go with the resonated option because this is a lot more comfortable and it still sounds so good.
It does. Like, you definitely still get that feel that the car, it's mean for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't lose that mean aggressiveness, but you get the comfort, which is really, really nice. So at least in my opinion, if I were to get this system from Boost Logic from the start, like, meaning I didn't have this system, I would definitely go with the resonated option, obviously, because you're going to save, I believe, about $1,000 if you get it directly from the start of your kit. If not, do I think that this is worth a $1,700 upgrade at the time of filming this video? Yes, 100% worth the $1,700 upgrade to the resonated system. Like, we can talk.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like, I'm so used to having now I'm gonna have to lower my voice within the car. I mean, this is a big difference. I mean, we noticed from the decibels was a big difference, but
yeah, but not even just like in the readings, like you can even like hear like when you're actually going through it. Like,
yeah, this is really nice. Now let's go ahead and get the outside of the GTR drive-by footage. This way we can see if there's a notable difference in terms of the drive-by. I mean, even before with the Quadzilla, it wasn't like ridiculously loud, like ear-piercing loud. I could pull back up the ratings, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. But let's go ahead and get this now.
$90.4. Wow. Guess how much? $90.4.
Really?
Yeah.
What a difference. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is a significant difference then. Right, and now we're gonna see how loud we can get it, and we're gonna do the wide open throttle pull. Ooh, the sound of the blow valve. That thing sounds crazy.
102.6.
Oh, so actually 102.6 is louder than we got last time. So wide open throttle last time, we got 99.9. This time we got, you said 102.6?
Yeah. So
this time wide open throttle was actually louder than on the Quadzilla. So that's interesting. Anyways, let's go ahead and get the GTR back to the house. All right, Miguel, so what are your final thoughts? What would be your selection from the Quadzilla Midpipe or the resonated Midpipe?
So personally, I like the resonated more, just because you still get that mean sound, but obviously on the inside you're not having to like scream, I guess, to talk. That doesn't take away from the Quadzilla though. The Quadzilla is definitely still really aggressive on the car, but as a personal choice, I do the resonated.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. I think that the Quadzilla sounds super nice, but I feel like the resonated version is really like the version that I would end up with. I think it really gives the car like the perfect idle, the perfect startup, the perfect sound. Like if I were to pick, that's the one I'd go with.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you. Thank you again for helping me. Yep. By the way, Miguel and I didn't show you all, or we didn't capture it on video, our reaction when we got in the car to take it out. But we were both like so shocked by the difference the resonated Midpipe makes on the Boost Logic system. It just sounds so freaking nice, so different. As both of us said, that is our personal choice. Of course, you should go with whatever one that you like from this video. As you heard, our favorite is gonna be the resonated version. Now, if you're looking to pick up a Boost Logic exhaust system for your GTR, go ahead and check out the links in the description box below. Everything that you're gonna need is gonna be there. And make sure if you're looking to go with the resonated version, go with it now, because it's gonna save you at the time of filming this video, roughly about $1,000. If you just select it now to begin with when making your purchase. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video or you found it useful. And if you did, do us a big favor and click the like button. It really helps the video out. And also, if you have not yet joined the Bertini family, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. This way you can stay up to date on all of our future episodes. With that being said, make sure you're putting out good energy into the world and you're paying it forward. I'll check y'all out later. Bye now.